Rich with natural resources, Brazil is leading the charge to meet the world's growing demand for cleaner, cheaper, sustainable alternative fuels like sugarcane ethanol. Brazil is increasingly aware that its most important resources are the hardworking men and women in the fields, mills, and distribution centers around the country. The sugarcane ethanol industry employs nearly 1 million workers in Brazil. By law, all workers are guaranteed a minimum monthly salary and benefits. And sugarcane workers are among the highest paid in Brazil's agricultural sector, earning nearly double the current minimum wage. But the sugarcane industry is not only concerned with Brazilian law. The success of the business relies on compliance with international laws as well, which make it illegal to import goods made with forced labor. Recognizing both the moral and practical importance of ensuring workers' rights and welfare, industry and labor leaders have worked together over 3 decades to improve industry-worker relations. In 2009, Brazilian President Lula joined sugarcane industry and labor leaders to sign the National Commitment to Enhance Work Conditions in the Sugarcane Industry.
Thanks to the leadership of President Lula, we're pleased that today's national commitment to enhance work conditions in the sugarcane industry will remain for the rest of Brazil's history.
This landmark agreement ensures the adoption of the best labor practices throughout the industry. Beyond its commitment to workers' rights, the industry itself is transforming. As a result of state law, machines are replacing cane cutters in the harvest. Members of the Brazilian Sugarcane Industry Association, UNICA, are on track to be fully mechanized by 2014, mitigating the environmental impact of sugarcane harvesting and improving labor conditions for workers remaining in the field 3 years ahead of schedule.
I make 3 times more money than I did as a manual cutter. It's about productivity. If you produce more, you'll earn more.
This transition will result in job losses, but the industry's commitment to its workers extends well beyond the sugarcane fields. UNICA and FERESP, the Rural Workers' Labor Union, have joined forces with other companies like John Deere, Syngenta, Case New Holland, Solidaridad, and the Inter-American Development Bank to meet the goal of training workers for new jobs in different industries, including hospitality, construction, auto repair, and telecommunications. Together, they've trained thousands of people already and continue to ease the transition of those impacted by mechanized harvesting into new areas of employment.
I wanted to be ready for the new change that is going to happen. And then this opportunity came up, so I decided to work at catering. I want to have a better life, and I believe that in the future, I'll be able to open a bakery. My kids will be grown and able to help me.
Now I know a lot. I know how to disassemble and assemble a clutch mechanism, parts, and some other things. I hope to work and someday open my own shop, work for myself.
Brazil will continue to be a world leader in generating greener, more sustainable fuels by protecting and continually investing in its most precious resource, people.